We just spent 72 hours living on our own private island in Croatia. And I do mean private. This tiny little 10,000 square meter island near the Cornati National Park has one house, 2 people, 3 liters of wine, and 0 boats on it.
But how did we end up on this tiny patch of rock in the middle of the Adriatic in the first place? And more importantly, why are we here?
Here's the story of how we found our private island, how we actually booked it, the adventure it took to get here, and how this ridiculous idea turned out to be one of the most memorable experiences we've ever had.
I'm Lainey.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're from Days We Spend. And this is what it's like to stay on your own private island in Croatia.
So how did we end up on our own private island? Like most things, it started with a Google search.
My favorite way to research a destination is to zoom in on Google Maps and just start clicking on everything. We were deep in the map of Croatia, looking at islands and ferry connections, when Shawn saw a weird description on one of the tiny islands.
Hey, this is Adriatic Island for rent. That can't be real, right?
What? Let me see, what do you mean?
It's right here. It says island for rent. You don't think we could actually, rent our own island, do you?
There's no way that's real.
I'm pretty sure this is real. I found a German booking site and it says it's available.
Huh.
And it looks like it's not actually that expensive. So, should we book it?
That's a super dumb idea. Of course we're booking it.
So we booked our own private island. It really was that easy. But actually getting to the island was another story.
The only way to get to the island was by private boat from a little town called Murter.
We followed a guy on his bicycle named Rocco down to the docks and loaded our bags onto the little speedy boat. The island isn't well supplied. There's no drinking water here, so you have to bring everything you need. There's a nice kitchen and everything, but we had to stock up on 3 days of food and water. So we loaded our groceries, piled into the little boat, and Rocco hammered the throttle. It was an hour of sun, bumps, and beautiful views. When we pulled up to the island, honestly, we didn't know what to expect. Just like that. The owner, Ivo, showed us how to run the off-grid house, said, "Are you good? You get it? All right, bye." And then just took the boat, promising to come back in 3 days.
And then we were all alone on our own private island.
So what do you do when you don't have places to go and people to see? We did nothing.
And it was everything we thought it could be.
We just walked all the way around. And it did not take very long. Everything about the island was so chill. But things got a little weird on the second day.
Friend.
don't really like to talk about it. So you're probably wondering, how much does it cost to rent your own private island? Not as much as you think. Accommodation for 3 nights on our own private island costs $793.31. It's about $264 per night.
We also had to pay 150 euros in cash each way for the private boat transfer.
So that means we spent $1,109.35, or about $369 a night, which is way more than we usually spend. But it was totally worth it for one of the most unique and special experiences of our lives. I want to live here.
To be clear, Ravensika is not a typical luxury island experience. It had surprisingly good Wi-Fi and cell service, but everything else was super off-grid.
The fridge runs on propane, and there's no air conditioning or fans, so it got a little hot at night. We had to kill like 5 scorpions and keep flies out of the house during the afternoon, and we used the outdoor shower when we wanted hot water. We also had to bring our own drinking water and cook all of our own food for every meal, but that's what made it so great. It was just us, really just us, and that almost never happens.
When you're traveling, you can feel this pressure to see and do everything in the places you visit. See the cathedral, tour the museum, take every tour, eat all the food. And that can be great, but it can also be really exhausting.
The last 3 days, we didn't have the pressure to do what the locals do because technically we're the only locals here, except for the seagulls. And that's been really refreshing. It's all raw garlic. And you just peeled me some. Oh, it's so garlicky. I like it.
And that's how you day drink in Croatia.
I'm also just really excited for how it recharged our batteries after this months-long trip that we've been on. It was so nice to spend time, just the 2 of us. We kind of thought of it as our second honeymoon.
We've absolutely loved this island and wholeheartedly recommend it if you have the budget and want to do something really special. So I'm Lainey.
And I'm Shawn.
And these were the days we spent.